He was ordered to kill her, but one look changed his mission forever. Shadows of loyalty. The holographic briefing flickered in the dimly lit command chamber as Commander Talia Novak studied the face rotating before her. Dr. Leona West, brilliant neurobiologist, 3-time recipient of the Cassini Science Medal, and now, according to Federation intelligence, a dangerous security threat. Your orders are clear, Commander. Admiral Vega's voice resonated with cold authority. Dr. West has accessed classified bioweapon research and plans to sell it to the Meridian Collective. This cannot happen. The situation requires permanent resolution. Talia nodded, determination evident in her posture despite her reluctance to accept an elimination order. The medical team says I'm cleared for immediate deployment. Then we should begin preparations immediately, Vega decided. I'll arrange for a Federation vessel to transport you to the rendezvous point, one with enhanced stealth capabilities to minimize detection risk. Talia shook her head. We'll take the Nightshade. Its transponder signature has been modified, and the Meridians know to look for operatives on Federation vessels now. We'll have a better chance traveling independently. There was a brief moment of tension as Vega considered this, clearly not entirely comfortable with Talia leaving Federation protection, but after a moment she nodded. Very well, but we'll provide you with emergency communication protocols and coordinates for safe locations throughout the sector in case you need assistance. She stood, preparing to leave. And I'll ensure the genetic masking agent is ready before your departure. After the Admiral left, Talia accessed Dr. West's complete file. The woman's credentials were impeccable, graduated top of her class at the Tethys Institute, pioneered breakthrough treatments for neural regeneration, and developed protocols that had saved millions across the galaxy. Nothing in her history suggested treason or mercenary tendencies. Computer, display recent communications for Subject West, Leona. The screen populated with innocuous research discussions, supply requisitions, and personal messages to colleagues. Nothing suspicious, no contact with known Meridian operatives. The evidence against her seemed circumstantial at best. Talia frowned. In 15 years of service to the Federation, she'd never questioned orders. But something about this mission felt wrong. Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Davin Ray, entered the chamber with a data tablet. Ships prepped, Commander. We can depart in 3 hours. All systems optimal, Commander, she asked. Davin nodded. Affirmative. Federation technicians are surprisingly competent. They've increased our shield harmonics efficiency by 12% without compromising power distribution. Any unexpected modifications? Talia asked, still not entirely trusting their hosts despite the help they provided. Negative. I monitored all work performed and conducted independent verification of all systems afterward. There was a pause before Davin added, however, I did detect a passive data gathering attempt when they connected to our navigation system. Talia frowned. What were they after? Previous destinations, primarily. I provided sanitized data as per your standing protocols. It wasn't surprising that the Federation would attempt to gather intelligence while ostensibly helping them. Information was currency in their line of work, and knowing Talia's previous movements might give them insights into her connections and resources. Keep all systems isolated once we depart, Talia instructed, and prepare for launch in 3 hours. The journey to Helios Prime, where Dr. West's research facility was located, would take approximately 30 hours. Talia spent the time studying everything available about her target, research papers, interviews, facility schematics. The more she learned, the more her unease grew. Dr. West's recent work focused on integrating quantum resonance therapy with genetic rehabilitation, nothing remotely related to bioweapons. If anything, her research seemed poised to revolutionize treatment for casualties of the Meridian conflict, including those suffering from radiation poisoning and genetic damage. Commander. Davin's voice pulled her from her thoughts as the Nightshade dropped out of hyperspace, the blue-green orb of Helios Prime filling the view screen. We've arrived. initiating stealth approach vector. The planet's upper atmosphere shimmered with aurora bands as they descended, the nightshade's advanced cloaking technology rendering them virtually invisible to standard detection systems. They landed 10 kilometers from the research compound in a densely forested valley. Maintain communication silence, Talia ordered as she secured her tactical gear. If I'm not back in 12 hours, follow contingency protocol Omega. The night air on Helios Prime carried the scent of alien flora, sweet and slightly metallic. Talia moved through the forest with practiced efficiency, her augmented vision cutting through the darkness. The research facility appeared on the horizon, a collection of low domes nestled against a cliff face, lights glowing softly against the night sky. Security was minimal. A few automated sentries and basic motion detectors that Talia disabled without difficulty. For a facility supposedly housing stolen bioweapon research, the defenses were remarkably lax. As she approached a side entrance, her communication implant activated. "Commander," Davin's voice was tense. "We've received an urgent transmission from Captain Winters. It appears the facility on Helios Prime is under observation by multiple parties. The situation has evolved." "Explain," Talia whispered, freezing in position. "Federation intelligence reports indicate Dr. West has requisitioned an experimental tracking system, technology specifically designed to detect and isolate unique genetic signatures across vast distances. They believe it's for locating potential test subjects without consent." The information made no sense given Dr. West's research focus. "Stand by," Talia said, continuing her approach. She accessed the facility through a maintenance hatch, slipping inside with the silence born of years of field operations. The interior was clean and well organized, with personnel moving purposefully between workstations. Unlike the military installations Talia was accustomed to raiding, this place had the atmosphere of genuine scientific inquiry: open layouts, collaborative spaces, holographic models of molecular structures floating above research stations. Following the facility schematics she'd memorized, Talia made her way toward Dr. West's private laboratory. She passed researchers working late, their faces illuminated by screens displaying complex cellular models and genetic sequences. Nothing suggested weaponized research or nefarious intent. The door to Dr. West's lab was secured with a standard biometric lock that Talia's specialized equipment bypassed easily. She slipped inside, weapon drawn, expecting to confront her target. Instead, the lab was empty save for the gentle hum of equipment and holographic displays showing what appeared to be neural tissue regeneration sequences. A movement from an adjoining room caught her attention. Talia positioned herself behind a console, weapon raised. A woman emerged, tall, with auburn hair pulled back in a practical style, wearing a standard research uniform. Dr. Leona West looked nothing like a dangerous traitor. Her expression was focused, thoughtful, as she studied a holographic display of what appeared to be a damaged neural network gradually healing itself. "Beautiful, isn't it?" Dr. West spoke without looking up. "Complete neural pathway regeneration. 6 months ago, this patient couldn't form new memories. Now, cognitive function has been restored to nearly 90%. Talia remained silent, weapon steady. Dr. West finally looked up, seeming unsurprised to find an armed intruder in her lab. "You're here to kill me," she stated matter-of-factly. "Federation sent you, I assume." Talia stood, maintaining her aim. "You've been accused of stealing classified bioweapon research with intent to sell to the Meridian Collective." Dr. West's expression was troubled. "You didn't mention your contingency plans to me." To Talia's surprise, Dr. West laughed. A genuine, uninhibited sound that transformed her features, making her seem younger, less burdened by the weight of her research. "Bioweapons? Is that what they told you? Come, Commander. Let me show you what I'm really working on." Against all protocol, Talia found herself lowering her weapon slightly. "How do you know I'm a commander?" "Your posture, the way you disabled our security, clearly military, high-ranking, And the Federation wouldn't send anyone less for an assassination. Dr. West turned to a secured container. This is what they want. She opened it to reveal a small vial containing a luminescent blue fluid. This is EN 623, an experimental neural regeneration enzyme. It can repair damage from traumatic brain injuries, radiation exposure, even degenerative conditions previously considered untreatable. I developed it using research from both Federation and Meridian sources, which technically violated my confidentiality agreements, but the potential benefits far outweighed the political concerns. You expect me to believe the Federation wants to eliminate you for creating a medical treatment. Talia kept her tone skeptical, though doubt was beginning to creep in. Not for creating it, Dr. West replied, but for refusing to weaponize it. The enzyme can be modified to target specific neural pathways. In theory, it could be used to enhance loyalty, suppress resistance, even rewrite memories. She met Talia's gaze directly. I refused. That's my real crime. Talia studied the woman, searching for signs of deception. The tracking system you requisitioned. What's its purpose? Dr. West looked confused. Tracking system. I haven't requisitioned any such technology. My work requires precise monitoring of neural activity, but nothing that could track individuals. The realization hit Talia like a physical blow. You're being set up. The Federation isn't just after your research. They're creating a cover story to justify your elimination. They want the enzyme for themselves, without your ethical constraints. Dr. West paled slightly but remained composed. That would explain the unusual security breaches we've experienced recently. But why send you if they're already planning to move against me? Insurance, Talia said grimly. If their operation fails, I eliminate you and secure the research. If I fail, she didn't need to finish the thought. Her communication implant activated again. Commander, urgent update. Federation vessels have entered the Helios system. 3 cruisers, military configuration. ETA to your position, 17 minutes. This isn't a covered operation anymore. They're mobilizing for a full tactical extraction. Talia made her decision in an instant. 15 years of unwavering loyalty to the Federation, weighing against the evidence before her eyes and the clear moral imperative. Dr. West, we need to leave. Now, gather whatever research data you can't risk falling into Federation hands. You're not going to kill me? Dr. West asked, already moving to secure her most crucial research samples. No, Talia said firmly. We'll stop the tracking system and recover the enzyme. I promise you that. She looked at Talia with an expression she couldn't quite read, something between hope and skepticism. You're placing a lot of faith in our chances against the most powerful government in the sector. I've learned that large organizations have inherent vulnerabilities precisely because of their size and complexity, Talia replied. The Federation isn't monolithic. It's made up of people, systems, and protocols, all of which can be exploited if you understand them well enough. And you understand them that well. I operated within them for years, she reminded her. I know how they think, how they plan, how they respond to threats. That gives us an edge they don't expect. As alarms began to sound throughout the facility, Talia secured her weapon and activated her tactical visor. My ship is 10 kilometers west. We have 15 minutes to reach it before the Federation cruisers enter planetary atmosphere. Dr. West quickly packed a secure case with samples and data cores. There are others. My research team. They don't know the full scope of what I've discovered, but they're innocent. We warned them on the way out, Talia said, but our priority has to be keeping your research from becoming a weapon. Are you ready? Dr. West looked around her laboratory one last time, at years of dedicated work she was about to abandon. She straightened her shoulders and nodded. I'm ready, she replied simply. The alternative isn't just about us anymore. If the Federation weaponizes this enzyme, they'll use it for more than just creating loyal soldiers. They'll use it on political dissidents, representatives of resistant populations, anyone they consider valuable or threatening. It was a sobering thought, one that elevated their mission from personal survival to something with far broader implications. The Federation's willingness to violate ethical boundaries in pursuit of power was a threat that extended beyond their immediate situation. As they moved through the facility, warning other researchers to evacuate, Talia's mind was already racing ahead, planning routes, calculating risks, identifying potential allies. For the first time in her career, she was acting against direct orders, becoming the very thing she had hunted for so long. Beyond the stars, the Nightshade burst through Helios Prime's atmosphere, engines roaring as Lieutenant Devon Ray pushed the ship to its limits. Federation cruisers appeared on the tactical display, their weapons systems powering up. 3 minutes until they're in firing range, Commander, Devon reported, his hands dancing across the navigation controls. Dr. Leona West sat rigid in the co-pilot's seat, her knuckles white against the secure case containing her research. Can we outrun them? Not conventionally, Talia replied, already accessing the ship's defense systems. But the Nightshade has a few surprises they don't know about. She turned to Devon. Prepare for scatter protocol on my mark. Devon nodded, entering a complex sequence of commands. Ready, Commander. What's scatter protocol? Dr. West asked. Before Talia could answer, the ship lurched as a warning shot from the lead Federation cruiser streaked past their starboard side. They're hailing us, Devon said. Talia's expression hardened. Ignore it. Execute scatter protocol. Now. The Nightshade shuddered as multiple decoy vessels, holographic projections with solid sensor profiles, deployed simultaneously, each racing off in different directions. Moments later, the ship's signature cloaking system engaged, rendering them nearly invisible to standard detection methods. Impressive, Dr. West said, watching the tactical display as the Federation cruisers divided their pursuit among the decoys. It won't fool them for long, Talia cautioned. We need somewhere to disappear. Devon looked up from his console. I've been analyzing the tracking data from the cruisers. They're using a specialized quantum resonance detector, the same technology you mentioned, Dr. West. They're not just tracking the ship, they're tracking you specifically. Dr. West's expression darkened. They've already weaponized some aspect of my research. They must have acquired samples during one of the security breaches at my lab. Talia's mind raced. We need to neutralize their tracking capability. Head for the Cygnus Nebula. The radiation will mask our signature temporarily. As the Nightshade accelerated toward the distant cloud of ionized gas, Talia turned to Dr. West. Tell me more about this enzyme. What makes it so valuable they'd risk a military operation to acquire it? Dr. West opened her secure case, removing a data crystal which she inserted into the ship's holographic projector. Complex molecular structures appeared, rotating slowly in the air between them. EN 623 works by recalibrating neural pathways at the quantum level, she explained. It can repair damage that conventional medicine considers permanent. But its true potential lies in its adaptability. The enzyme can be modified to target specific neural functions, which could be weaponized, Talia concluded. Precisely. Imagine soldiers who feel no fear, interrogation subjects who cannot lie, populations whose very thoughts could be influenced through controlled exposure. Dr. West's voice was heavy with the weight of her discovery's potential for misuse. I developed it to heal trauma victims, not to create a tool for unprecedented control. The ship shuddered as they entered the nebula's outer boundary, crimson and gold tendrils of gas enveloping the viewscreen. Radiation levels rising, Devon reported. Shields holding. Federation cruisers are maintaining pursuit but losing accuracy in their tracking. Talia studied the tactical display. They're persistent. This isn't just about retrieving classified research. They want to eliminate any trace that this operation ever happened. She turned to Dr. West. Is there anyone who might help us? Colleagues who understand the significance of your work? Dr. West considered this. Possibly. There's a research collective on Valorous Station, scientists who operate independently of governmental oversight. One of them, Dr. Nadim Farron, specializes in quantum biology. He might understand the implications of my work enough to offer sanctuary. Valorous Station, Davin mused. That's in neutral territory, at least nominally. But it's heavily monitored by both Federation and Meridian security networks. Then we don't go in through official channels, Talia decided. Set course for the Kestrel asteroid field. I know someone who might get us to Valorous undetected. As Davin adjusted their course, the Nightshade's communication system activated with an incoming transmission on a secure frequency. Talia tensed, then relaxed as she recognized the encryption pattern. "It's Captain Winters," she said, accepting the transmission. Captain Jasmine Winters appeared as a holographic projection, her expression grave. "Commander Novak, your situation has become considerably more complicated. Admiral Vega has declared you rogue and issued a sector-wide alert for your apprehension." "I expected as much," Talia replied. "What else do you know?" "The operation against Dr. West wasn't sanctioned through normal channels. Vega bypassed the Security Council, operating with a small cadre of officers loyal to her personally." Winters leaned closer. "There's more. The tracking technology they're using. It's not just for finding Dr. West. They have plans to implement it throughout Federation space. Permanent surveillance of anyone deemed a person of interest." Talia felt a chill. "How close are they to deployment?" "Too close. The system on those cruisers is the final field test. If it successfully tracks you through the nebula, full implementation begins within days." Dr. West leaned into the projection field. "Captain, the tracking system is synchronized to my genetic signature. If we could introduce a corrupted sample into their calibration process, it would render the entire system unreliable." Winters nodded. "That could work. The calibration center is on the lead cruiser, the Indomitable. But getting close enough." "We don't need to," Talia interjected. "We just need to manipulate their targeting algorithms from a distance." She turned to Davin. "How's your signal spoofing these days, Lieutenant?" A slow smile spread across Davin's face. "Better than when we fooled those Meridian patrols at Proxima Centauri." "Get to work," Talia ordered. "And Captain Winters, any support you can provide without compromising your position would be appreciated." "I'll do what I can," Winters promised. "But be careful. Vega has deployed her elite tactical teams. These aren't regular Federation soldiers. They're her personal enforcers, loyal to her, not the Federation's principles." As the transmission ended, the Nightshade emerged from the nebula's far side, the radiation wake temporarily masking their exit vector. "I'm detecting Federation signals attempting to re-establish tracking," Davin reported. "Begin signal corruption sequence," Talia ordered. "Let's give them something to chase." For the next hour, Davin worked feverishly at his console, creating complex signal patterns that mimicked Dr. West's genetic signature, but with subtle corruptions that would throw off the tracking system's calibration. Meanwhile, Talia navigated the ship through the treacherous Kestrel asteroid field, using the massive space rocks as additional cover. Dr. West joined Talia at the tactical station. "Your lieutenant is quite talented," she observed, watching Davin work. "He specializes in electronic warfare," Talia explained. "Before joining my team, he was the Federation's top signals intelligence officer. Then he discovered some of his work was being used for civilian surveillance, and he developed principles. Like you." Talia met her gaze. "I've always had principles. I just believe they aligned with the Federation's. Recent evidence suggests otherwise." Davin's triumphant voice interrupted them. "Signal corruption complete and transmitted. Their tracking system should be receiving conflicting genetic signatures, all seemingly authentic." On the tactical display, they watched as the Federation cruisers began diverging, each following a different signal. "It's working," Talia said. "They can't distinguish the real signature from the corrupted ones." "Not indefinitely," Davin cautioned, "but it buys us time to reach our contact." They emerged from the asteroid field near a small, unregistered trading post, a collection of interconnected habitats anchored to a captured comet. Talia directed the Nightshade to a discreet docking port on the station's shadow side. "Our contact is named Rosita Ortiz," Talia explained as they prepared to disembark. "Former smuggler, now operates a specialized transport service. She's not particularly fond of the Federation, but she owes me a favor." "Can she be trusted?" Dr. West asked. "With transport, absolutely. With your research, I wouldn't leave it unattended." Talia secured her tactical gear. "Davin, stay with the ship. Be ready for immediate departure if things go sideways." The trading post's interior was a chaotic maze of makeshift shops, noisy bars, and shadowy corners where business of questionable legality transpired. Talia led Dr. West through the crowds with practiced efficiency, her hand never straying far from her concealed weapon. They found Rosita in a dimly lit establishment called the Void Point, nursing a drink at a corner table. She was a compact woman with sharp features and calculating eyes that missed nothing. "Commander Novak," she greeted them without warmth. "You're all over the Federation security channels. Big reward for your capture." "Then today's your lucky day," Talia replied, sliding into the seat across from her. "You can cash in, or you can help us reach Valorous Station undetected. I'm calling in that favor from Ta City." Rosita's eyes narrowed as she studied Dr. West. "This is about more than a simple desertion, isn't it?" "It always is," Talia confirmed. "But the less you know, the safer you'll be." After a moment's consideration, Rosita nodded. "My ship leaves in 2 hours. Bay 17. Bring nothing that can be tracked, and be prepared to transfer vessels mid-journey. The route to Valorous isn't direct these days." As they rose to leave, Rosita caught Talia's arm. "One more thing. There are mercenaries here, looking for someone matching your description. They arrived an hour ago, professional types, well-armed." "Vegas people work quickly," Talia muttered. "Thanks for the warning." They were halfway back to the Nightshade when Talia spotted them. 3 figures in civilian clothes moving with the unmistakable precision of military training. She pulled Dr. West into a side corridor. "We've been made," she whispered. "We need an alternate route back to the ship." Dr. West pointed to a maintenance access panel. "Service tunnels. They should run throughout the station." Using her tactical multi-tool, Talia opened the panel, and they slipped inside the cramped tunnel network. The air was stale, tinged with the scent of recycled oxygen and machine lubricant. "How did you know about the maintenance tunnels?" Talia asked as they navigated the narrow passages. "Standard research facility design," Dr. West explained. "Critical infrastructure always has secondary access routes for emergency repairs. I spent a lot of time in tunnels like these when equipment malfunctioned during early trials." They emerged near the docking bays, only to find 2 more operatives guarding the approach to the Nightshade. "They've anticipated our return route," Talia observed. "We need a distraction." Dr. West reached into her case and removed a small vial. "This might help. It's a harmless chemical compound that reacts rather dramatically with standard atmospheric processors." "Dramatically how?" "Dense fog, essentially. Temporary but effective." Talia smiled slightly. "I'm beginning to see why the Federation considers you dangerous, Doctor." While the operative's attention was directed toward the main corridor, Talia slipped the vial into a nearby ventilation intake. Within seconds, thick white fog began billowing from every vent in the vicinity, causing immediate confusion. Using the cover, they raced toward the Nightshade. Davin had already detected their approach and had the airlock cycling open as they reached it. Mere moments after they boarded, the ship disengaged from the docking port, thrusters firing at maximum power. "We have company," Davin reported as they reached the bridge. Federation interceptor launched from the far side of the station. "Rosita warned us there were mercenaries," Talia said. "Looks like they called in backup." "Set course for the rendezvous coordinates." The interceptor was fast, but the Nightshade's superior maneuverability allowed them to stay ahead, ducking through the debris fields surrounding the trading post. They reached the rendezvous point, a massive hollowed-out asteroid that served as a hidden shipyard, with the interceptor still in pursuit. Rosita's ship, the Phantom Lady, was waiting inside the asteroid, cargo bay doors open. "We're going to dock inside her ship while moving," Talia explained, taking the controls. "It's going to be tight." Dr. West gripped her seat as the nightshade aligned with the Phantom Lady's cargo bay, both vessels maintaining speed. With precision born of years of combat piloting, Talia guided the ship into the larger vessel's open bay. The moment they were inside, the Phantom Lady's doors closed, and it accelerated away from the asteroid. Through the external cameras, they watched the interceptor continue past the rendezvous point, unaware that its quarry was now hidden inside another ship. Rosita's face appeared on the communication screen. "Cutting it close as usual, Commander. We'll be jumping to hyperspace in 30 seconds. After that, we make 2 more vessel transfers before reaching Valoris. Should throw off anyone tracking your movement patterns." "Thank you, Rosita," Talia said sincerely. "Don't thank me yet. Getting to Valoris is one thing. Finding sanctuary there is another. The station administrators are notoriously cautious about whom they shelter." Dr. West stepped forward. "I need to contact Dr. Nadim Farron. He'll vouch for us." "If he's still there," Rosita cautioned. "A lot has changed since the Meridian conflict escalated. Many independent researchers have gone into hiding." The journey to Valoris Station took nearly 3 days, involving complex hyperspace jumps and 2 transfers to different vessels. By the time they approached the final leg, even Talia had difficulty tracking their exact route, which was precisely the point. Their final transport was a medical supply ship with legitimate business at Valoris. Dr. West and Talia posed as medical consultants, while Davin remained hidden in the cargo hold, monitoring Federation communications. Valoris Station appeared on the view screen, an elegant structure of interconnected rings rotating gently against the backdrop of a blue-white dwarf star. Despite its beauty, Talia noted the increased security measures. Patrol vessels, scanning arrays, and checkpoint stations at every approach vector. "They're hailing us," the transport captain reported. Dr. West stepped forward. "Allow me." To Talia's surprise, Dr. West conducted a flawless conversation with station security, discussing complex medical supplies and expected research applications. Her credentials, although using an alias, were accepted without question, and their transport was cleared for docking. "That was impressive," Talia noted as they prepared to disembark. "When you work in controversial research areas, you learn to navigate bureaucracy," Dr. West replied, "particularly when requesting funding." The station interior was a stark contrast to the trading post. Pristine corridors, organized research facilities, and an atmosphere of intellectual purpose. Dr. West led them confidently through the public areas toward the private research sectors. They located Dr. Farron's laboratory in the station's outer ring. The door was locked, but Dr. West entered a sequence on the keypad that caused it to open immediately. Inside, a slender man with silver-streaked hair looked up from a complex holographic model, surprise evident on his features. "Leona," he breathed, clearly shocked. "They said you were dead, that your facility was destroyed in an accident." "The Federation lies, Nadim," she replied. "And they want my research badly enough to kill for it." Dr. Farron's gaze shifted to Talia, noting her military bearing. "And your companion?" "Commander Talia Novak." She introduced herself. "Former Federation Special Operations. Currently, reassessing my career choices. She saved my life," Dr. West added. "And my research." Dr. Farron took a moment to absorb this, then nodded decisively. "Then we have much to discuss and little time. Federation representatives visit the station regularly. It won't take them long to track you here." As they settled into Dr. Farron's secure inner laboratory, Talia received a communication from Davin. "Commander, I've been monitoring Federation channels. They've launched a sector-wide hunt, but their tracking system is malfunctioning, producing contradictory results and false positives. Your signal corruption worked. They're recalling the system for recalibration. A small victory, but significant. Without their specialized tracking, the Federation would be forced to rely on conventional methods to find them, methods that Talia knew how to counter. Dr. West shared her research with Dr. Farron, whose initial skepticism quickly transformed into stunned appreciation. "This is revolutionary," he declared, studying the enzyme's molecular structure. The applications for neural regeneration alone could transform medicine throughout the galaxy. And in the wrong hands, transform society in ways we can't allow, Dr. West added grimly. Dr. Farron nodded. "The collective needs to know about this. They have the resources to protect both you and your research while developing its beneficial applications." The collective. Talia questioned sharply. The Meridian Collective, the Federation's primary adversary. "Not the military faction," Dr. Farron clarified. "The scientific cooperative, an independent body of researchers who separated from the military leadership years ago. They operate autonomous research stations beyond both Federation and Meridian military control." Dr. West turned to Talia. "This could be our solution. A neutral party with the resources to develop the enzyme's medical applications while preventing its weaponization." Talia considered this carefully. If the scientific cooperative was truly independent, it might represent their best hope. But reaching them would mean traveling even further into disputed space, with both Federation and Meridian forces to contend with. Before she could respond, Davin's urgent voice came through her communicator. "Commander, Federation security teams have docked at the station. They're conducting a Level 1 search pattern. We have minutes at most." Dr. Farron moved quickly to a hidden panel in his laboratory wall. "There's a maintenance ship docked at the emergency evacuation port. It's primitive but unregistered. It should get you to the cooperative's main research facility." He handed Dr. West a data chip, coordinates and authentication codes. "Tell Director Oren that I sent you. He'll understand the significance when he sees your research." The sound of station security moving through nearby corridors galvanized them into action. Talia contacted Davin, instructing him to create a diversion in the station's commercial sector. As alarms began blaring throughout the station, they made their way through service corridors to the evacuation dock where the maintenance ship waited, little more than a pressurized cabin with engines attached. "It's not the Nightshade," Talia observed as they boarded. "It doesn't need to be," Dr. West replied, already initializing the ship's systems. "It just needs to get us to the cooperative." As they detached from Valorous Station, Talia took a final look at the elegant structure that had briefly offered hope of sanctuary. Ahead lay more uncertainty, Meridian territory, the unknown scientific cooperative, and Federation forces still hunting them across the stars. But beside her sat Dr. Leona West, brilliant and determined, whose research could heal millions if they succeeded in protecting it. For the first time since receiving her elimination orders, Talia felt something beyond duty or rebellion driving her actions. Hope, purpose, and perhaps something more personal taking root between them, forged in their shared flight across the stars and their mutual determination to prevent science meant for healing from becoming a weapon of control. As the small ship accelerated away from Valorous Station, setting course for the coordinates Dr. Farron had provided, Talia made a silent promise. She would see this mission through, not for the Federation she had once served without question, but for the woman beside her and the future her work could create. Beyond the hunt lay hope, and they were finally free to pursue it.